Yeah, since we're on the topic now of WWE,
Yeah.
I know you wanted to talk about the changing character of Bayley. What's been going through her head lately and what you think's happening here.
I have been so excited watching her.
Because she needed something, right?
She did. And I think it ties in perfectly with everything that's going on. And I don't know if, sometimes they've had long-term story building, right? So, she's been going through a lot of frustration with not going anywhere, right? And I think it's been either a slow buildup or I know you had one person request that I don't talk about AJ Lee, but I might build her into this. So
you can talk about anything you want here. It's fine.
Since that happened,
we run the show. Sorry.
I happened to see that comment and I laughed. I'm like, well, sorry. So with her level of, identity, I would call it an identity crisis at this point. She's kind of been all over the gamut of, there was Hugger Bayley and then there was, the role model. I was going to say role master. I'm like, that's absolutely not the right word. The role model. And then she was with damage control. And then, she's had some, backstabbing going on with that. So I think she's got some trust issues, obviously. And I think she's at a place where she doesn't feel like she's going anywhere. I know there was that one WrestleMania that she got pulled. There's been a couple times she's gotten pulled. And I think they're going to kind of, whether or not that was intentional to build into this or whether that just happened, I have a feeling they'll build that into this character where you're going to hear that. I don't know for sure if this is supposed to be a voice in the back of her head kind of talking to her, or if we're actually watching like a dissociative identity disorder situation, like a split personality. So the updated term for that is dissociative identity disorder. So I don't know, but either way, she's on the brink of a psychotic break. Right?
You can see it coming.
You can see it coming. And so it's one of the two, but you definitely see she's got a lot of anxiety. And so one of the things is if you have major anxiety to a point where it's unbearable. And so I'm going to be very careful when I say this, because I know when I start talking about things like this, people are like, well, I have anxiety. Am I going to get to a point where I'm going to have lead to that? No, not necessarily. This would be something, first of all, this isn't real. Second of all, I just want to make sure I do disclaimers right now. It would have to
Bayley, not Pamela, right?
Yeah, it would have to be to a point where it's so extreme that this would happen. But what I'm watching, I'm just saying this could be a route that they're taking this gimmick. So that she is to a point where she's just got so much anxiety over this that it's a breaking point, that it could lead to that type of a situation. Otherwise, it could just be where these are voices in the back of her head. And that's where I'm like, I'm not sure which way they're going with it, but it's interesting either way.
And it works with it because how many people for the last 6 months to a year have been like, well, we like Bayley, we do, but where can she fit? What's she going to do because of where the roster is now? She's very talented, but she's kind of moved in almost to like the Natalia role of the player coach situation. So this is something different, something that she can do, and hopefully she can pull it off. Well, so far it's been enjoyable. It's been, interesting to watch, and hopefully it continues to be that way.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think this is my speculation, if you don't mind me speculating what I think is going to happen. So I actually did not think AJ Lee was going to show up. And I posted something kind of alluding to the fact that I didn't think she was going to show up. So I was surprised that she did show up. But it makes sense to me now because I do think they're building up for WrestlePalooza, which makes sense, right?
Oh, for sure.
Right. So
loading up, they got to load up that first ESPN show.
Absolutely.
Sure everybody's got it, right?
Yeah. And so
Brock and Cena,
as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
No,
right?
I saw your post about the wrestling. It's like, actually, I pulled it up and had it up to you because, the way you kind of posted about it, where it was, what's how people want the instant gratification now in society, but sometimes we have to wait with things.
Yeah, because sometimes if you do it too fast, then it just fizzles out. Yeah. And so I think that that's something that we have to keep in mind. Sometimes we get disappointed when things don't happen when we want it to happen, but there's a reason for it. Like sometimes it needs to be a little bit longer of a wait so that it's at the perfect moment. I really thought she was going to come back at WrestlePalooza, but now with the buildup of this, it does make sense why it happened. And she had a huge pop. So I think it was actually like a perfect, payoff for WWE. It was a perfect payoff for the fans. It was really better than I expected it to be. And so with this buildup, I think, I thought this through a little bit more. And what I think is going to happen is I think she's actually going to take the belt from Becky.
Ooh.
And I think Becky's going to go after the world title because then you're going to have Becky and Seth with both the titles.
Ooh,
right.
That would make that group powerful.
That's one thing, right? The power couple. Then you're going to have, I think, AJ Lee's going to be celebrating with her title, but then I think Bayley's going to come out. And that's going to be her breaking point.
Yeah,
because Bayley posted she reposted a video today from her at NXT asking for the match with AJ Lee back when she was Hugger Bayley and being like, "You're not crazy. I don't know why everybody says you're crazy. You're awesome." And I think we're gonna see crazy Bayley.
Which is what she needs. Which is what she needs because right now, like Jake just said, you kind of know her. She's there. We like her, but what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, she needs something more interesting and something you think about not to compare her to Naomi, but when we just saw Naomi, the total shift in character with Naomi, that was exactly what Naomi needed.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
it became the most over
was exactly what Naomi needed.
No, that's a great point.
Yeah. So I think something like this is going to make everybody be like, yes, this is what we needed with Bayley. Yeah. And so I think we're going to see Bayley then go after AJ Lee. And I think that that's going to be a thing. And then we're going to see Becky go on we're going to see like a power couple situation.
Because I was thinking when AJ Lee comes back, like after Becky, who's she going to go at? I mean, what's she going to do?
Yeah. So the only thing I don't know is it going to be Io or is it going to be Stephanie that's going to win? I'm not sure, but Becky's going to end up going after whichever one of them that wins.
Either way, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, it will be. I was like, I'm there for either one of them.
I was looking at him like, I don't know, but I'm excited to watch that match.
Yeah. So that's my theory of what's going to happen. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But
I like the way you posted about the psychology of it because what I thought about it is like if people were just thinking that AJ was brought up recently, it could have been too soon. But for those of us who've been paying attention, I mean, and I was either Punk's first or second promo back. He even said April sends her regards, and it was like seeds have been right there. Yep. And so like, and I think that's why.
Oh yeah, and the phone calls with Roxanne to her. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then it's been a build up
in Chicago. Like I know she's from New Jersey, but they've lived in Chicago for the last like 12 years. Like it was perfect. It was one of those times where you just like it ends and you just go, no notes, just. Good job. No notes. That was perfect.
No notes.
Yeah.
No notes.
Sometimes you have to do that. I know wrestling sometimes wants to swerve you and build up the heat or make something, but every now and then you just need those moments that we all go, yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Before we
and I originally thought that the leak from the WWE shop was like that was an oops moment. Everybody's like, oh, somebody's gonna get fired, and I was like, actually, I wonder if that was on purpose.
Right? Yeah. Well, I mean, they did that with Penta even more so, where they showed like his actual merch with like the actual ads for it, because they sold out of AJ's merch, so I think it worked out well for everybody,
right? Yeah. You never know what they do on purpose and what they do as an accident.
Yeah,
but either way, it pays off for them all.
Everything they do is well calculated,
right? And if it is an accident, they feel like they figure out how to make it work. But I'm with both of you that I feel like that was 100% planned. They knew it. It was one of those things that they might not have. It was just too perfect, and everybody was talking about it, and it was it worked out. It was great. Even Punk mentioning Bayley and Rhea in the promo just to be like, right, he does that. It's like, no, guys, it's happening. She's coming out. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Guys. It was great.
Yeah.
So before we dip into the wrestling fans' mind, that's going to be a nice little segment, I'm sure. Which talent in any organization do you find most intriguing from the psych standpoint? Like, who do you zoom in on and like you really like? You know what I mean?
Do you know? Well, there's a couple, and so Karrion Kross, or I guess I should just say Killer Kross now, intrigues me. And along with that, I would say the Righteous.
Okay. That's interesting.
And I feel like we might see, I don't know for sure, but I feel like we might see I thought for a while we were going to see some sort of faction with the three of them, but I don't know if that's still in the future or not. But I definitely still follow all of them. I've heard rumblings about the Righteous possibly coming to WWE.
Or at least that they've like,
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if they're rumors. I have theories on.
We like theories.
I know. I have theories on. I know Kross says it's not a work, but oh man, and I want to stay true to him because I'm such a fan. Like I want to believe you, but I feel like you're coming back. I don't know. I know he does a lot of things with psychology too. And so part of me really, I feel that all three of them eventually will be coming back, or will be coming, and maybe with another person or with some other people, and that will be a faction at some point. But it's so hard to speculate because they've been on, and I'm like, I don't know for sure if I'm right on that or not anymore. But I've seen some things and dug into some things, but I just think that their characters are fascinating, no matter what they seem to do or where they go. Because they do deal so much psychology with people. They get into the minds of people. And that's why I'm always drawn to those types of gimmicks.
It's all about making
obviously, right?
Yeah, if they can make the connection with stuff. That's sometimes too, if they only do a little bit here and there, that sprinkles of things, it draws you in. I mean, that's what works so well with Bray at all different times of his career, where they
exactly
that little bit, that little taste. You're like, but wait, what was? And then you hear, like you said, you hear the stuff with the Righteous, where are they wrapping up their indie dates? If they are, why? Like,
yeah,
just like, well, what's going on over there? Yeah, I'm with you. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, well, was that a rumor? You never know what's true and what's not. So, right. So I'm always hopeful because it's easier to watch because I don't have all of the different streaming things that I can watch and all the other things. But, I try to, catch what I can where I can.
Very good.
But yeah, so I really like them. But I'm also a fan of Darby Allin. I think he's really cool in the stuff that he does. I'm always amazed by him. I like his philosophy of just controlling his own destiny, I guess. And I know that comes back to, I think it was his father or his uncle.
I think it was his uncle. It was his uncle in the car.
Uncle? Yeah. Okay. Right. I was like, I know it was somebody real close to him. Yeah. And yeah. And so, I just have a respect for that, I think. And, I just went through cancer. So I kind of just have a respect for wanting to just control your own destiny and have just live your life. You know what I mean? So I just get that, I think.